These things are so archaic and they're so barbaric that they need to be stopped. If we don't stop, we'll keep getting cases of Muhammad Dauda, we'll keep getting the cases of Mariam.
These are innocent children that will keep dying in the hands of archaic practices. It's unfortunate, but something needs to be done.
Gabasawa is a rural community about 40 minutes drive from the bustling commercial city of Kano, capital of Kano State, northwest Nigeria. Kano itself is an acclaimed prime industrial and commercial hub that projects a profile of sophistication and economic powerhouse. The bit about sophistication is, however, dented by trails of rather crude trado-cultural health-related practices. For instance, in the communal and quiet atmosphere of Balqueta in Gabasawa belies a prevalence of such gruesome health-related practices, reportedly rooted in cultural beliefs not in tune with present-day possibilities and with unpleasant, life-threatening consequences. Put clearly, these are harbingers of death and trauma for both the young and old. This is the story of baby Mariam, an 8-month-old baby whose innocence and frailty were not enough to save her from an unwholesome act that left her badly battered. Night time, Wednesday, November 15th. It was about 9 p.m. Baby Mariam laid critically ill on her mother's arm, hanging between life and death in the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. Baby Mariam, reportedly suffering from an underlying condition, was said to have been inflicted severe bodily injuries. These injuries came from red-hot iron pierced into her skin, ostensibly to cure her of the condition. She was just 8 months of age. In a clearly crude surgical procedure, a traditional healer said to be an uncle allegedly lacerated Mariam's 8-month-old infant body with hot, sharp iron at various spots from the belly and chest regions to the arm, elbow, and thigh. The uncle, identified simply as Danjuma, a trado surgical healer known among the Hausa as Wanzami, left the poor little infant girl with extreme degree burns and holes on her frail body. In the hospital, some of the most severe cases of the burns were discovered to have led to multiple punctures on her lungs, while the flesh around the elbow was perforated to a point where the elbow bones stuck out. The body of the infant emitted foul odor from injuries inflicted on her, allegedly through the placing and piercing of red-hot iron into her fragile skin by the Wanzami.
We received a very disturbing video of a baby, an 8-month-old baby by name Mariam. And from what we gathered, Mariam was taken to her uncle, who's a local traditional healer, Wanzami, who performed a procedure called Sakia. It's where you use a metal and you put on open fire, get it heated up, and you puncture holes in the body. And it's not even the holes that became the problem. Is in the process of puncturing these holes, he punctured her lungs, and he was using local herbs to push into those holes for some kind of treatment, so to say. And this introduced infection. It led to all the organs to get rotten. Every organ in her body was rotten, from the lungs to her intestines to kidneys. Everything got rotten, and I think that was the reason why she was oozing out some kind of stench, because my state coordinator said they couldn't breathe near the child. She had a broken arm where the the bone was protruding out. We tried our best, from Isia Caribbean Children's Hospital. She was rushed to a private orthopedic hospital because we thought we were supposed to amputate the hand, but that wasn't the major issue. The major issue was the punctures in her lungs.
Liberty TV exclusively got to the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital just as mother and baby Mariam were brought to the emergency ward. This was at about 9 p.m. Wednesday, November 15th. It was also learned that to be able to move out of their community, the maternal grandmother, aided by the maternal brother of the child's mother, had to defy other family members to get baby Mariam and her mother to Kano for treatment.
Ni ganinta ne ganin wannan mahaifiyar yarinyar ke.
To me ya faru da wannan yarinya?
To shine yarinyar da lalurin ya same ta, kumburin hannu ne ya same ta farkon abu. To da hannun ta ya kumbura shine suka je gabasawa. To da suka je gabasawa likitan da ya duba jikinta shine ya ce su je Asiya Bayero. To da suka je Asiya Bayero farkon abin shine aka turo su nan Malam Aminu Kano wancan asibitin kenan. To da suka je nan gurin satin su biya nan gurin ana musu magunguna dai, to har karfin su ya kare ne suka koma gida. Da suka koma gida suka samu mahaifiyar yarinyar, suka yi mar bayani, da suka yi mar bayani ne ce yanzu dai saurara za a yi musu maganin gargajiya. To yi ne nan ya ba su magani dai suke ta danyi a sati biyu. To shi ne nan gefen ta ya dan kumbura ya duri ruwa. To shi ne wannan gefen da ya duri ruwa ya fashe. To shi ne sanadiyar faruwa abin. To da na ga abin ya riga yawa yi ne je na same yi ne ce ai su saurara ya zuwa jibi ya su je asibitin ko jafin.
It was alleged that other family members may have stopped them if they knew about the decision. No information was available as to how long baby Mariam had been in the tragic state before being taken to Kano. Mariam was visibly gasping in short breath, her frail body held by a hapless and helpless mother, watching the gruesome horror of her infant child in a severe, life-threatening situation. Watching close by, in similar helpless and saddened condition, were baby Mariam's grandmother and uncle, younger brother to the mother. Under the circumstance, the best they could do was to stand by, even in a pensive mood, and pray for the horror of the medical emergency they all found themselves in to end well, and their child to be well, hale and hearty. Baby Mariam had earlier been taken to a private facility in Kano, the Al-Barka Orthopedic Hospital. There, the health personnel, after seeing the severity of the state of the child, referred her to Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, a tertiary medical facility, since it may be better placed to save the child. At the first point of care visited, the immediate medical consideration was a need to amputate the arm, which was in a visible state of severe infection and rot. At the AKTH, the worst was confirmed. The arm had gotten so bad, amputation was the only option to salvage what was left of the arm before any other procedure may be needed to contain and attend to other complications and life-threatening situation caused by a crude, callous and unwholesome trado-cultural health-related act. It was also learned at that point that the lungs of the infant girl had multiple punctures. These sorts of tardy situations are prevalent across the north of Nigeria, where unwholesome trado-cultural health-related practices, rather than save lives, take lives. Rather than treat and heal, such result in grievous harm and in some cases irreversible lifelong traumatic damages, physical and emotional. There is a sense in the concern that the trend has become a tragic menace and a harbinger of death, misery and lifelong health conditions with serious consequences on individual and communal well-being.
As a northern issue, we're talking more of the tradition and culture. These are cultural beliefs that people have held on to for so many years. These things should have been abolished years back, but you still find people practicing these things. And I think it has to do with lack of awareness. When we talk about children with special needs, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, a lot of people do not understand these conditions. And so they prefer to go for the traditional method of healing, so to say, instead of going to the hospital. And so in the process of seeking for the traditional herbal medication, you end up harming the child more.
Liberty TV sought to get first-hand account of what really happened and how it got so bad. Mariam's mother could hardly speak. She was too distraught, traumatized, and psychologically destabilized. When she eventually managed to say something, she said her 8-month-old baby was diagnosed with sickle cell at the healthcare facilities they had previously visited for medical attention. She stated further that Mariam's father, her husband, had shown preference for trado-cultural option of healthcare. Hence, he instructed that they approached the Wanzami for treatment. The result was the state she and her infant found themselves.
Ya hannu ya kumbura, ya aka kai ta wannan asibitin Gabasawa. Ya suka ce wannan ne sigila, ya muka kai ta wancan ma asibitin Zakira, ya suka ce sigila. Ya muka zo Kano, nan ma suka ce sigilanci. Ya muka komo gida, ba gidan iyayenta suka ce yi na gargajiya. Ya muke yin na gargajiya ka. Yadda muka kwana ko 4 ne ko 5 ne, yadda muka kwana 5 muna yi ya wannan kuma ya hannu wannan ya ruwa ya ka kai ta sakiya da aka kai ta sakiya ya wannan ya aka huda mata hannu ya mugunya ta zuba ya wannan shekahin nata ya fito.
Wa mata sakiyar?
Jimma.
Wa Jimma?
Her own mother, Salamatu, Mariam's grandmother, also spoke, same as her younger brother, Mariam's uncle. Both spoke in Hausa.
Sunana Salamatu, kakar Mariam. Daga zazzabi muka kai ta Zakira aka ce sigila ce, na zo Gamsa aka ce sigila ce, na zo nan Kano aka ɗau hoton jinyar aka ce sigila ce. To daga nan zazzabi ya hauta. Ni ne dai.
Na kuka kai ta, me ya faru da ita yanzu wannan yarinya karama ga yana ciwo a jikinta?
Ya ciki ya kumbura, hannu ya kumbura aka yi mata sakiya a cikin hannu. Wannan hannun cikin haka ya gogoje.
Gaskiya yarinyar na ana kallon ta ga yanan jikinta ya riga ya maganta. In kwananta yana gaba ya mu iya ceto rayuwarta, in kuma kwananta ya riga mai gajeren kwana ce yi kenan.
An ce an kai ta wajen wani mutum wanzami ne ko ya fara maganin gargajiya, me ya faru a wajen mutum kuma waye shi?
Wannan ya yi mahaifinta ne. Shi ya ba su maganin suka ce su je su saurara tsawon sati 2. To shi ne ya ba su wannan maganin suke yi, to yi ne da suka ga jikin nata ya matsanta na gani, yi ne ce gaskiya wannan abin ba na gargajiya ba ne ba, tafi asibiti. To shi ne ya ce a bari ya je bi, yi ne ce gaskiya an har ba haka ɗauka ba zuwa yau ba, to gaskiya mu za mu je, yi ne ce gaskiya dai a haƙuri ya zuwa jibi.
Me ya samu hannunta ya ɓule?
Hannunta dai farkon abin da kumburi ne, ko faɗuwa ta yi abin mahaifiyarta ko ya aka yi wannan ne kuma ne wallahi ban sani. Shi ne da hannun ya kumbura yi ne suka je gun wani doye musu sakiya aka ta wuta da ake yi irin ta muta gargajiya ke.
Waye wani shi? Likita ne?
Ba likita ba ne ba, irin da haka dai masu aikin nan ne na gargajiya ne. Shi ne ya faru.
Me ya faru bayan ya mata wannan abun?
Bayan ya mata sakiyan wannan ruwan da ya riga ya dori ruwa ya zube, to shi ne daga bakashin ta ya fito yi ko wani likita gida yi ne na je na nuna masa jiya. Yi ne ce gaskiya wannan cutar kawai ku tafi asibiti. Shi ne na taka na je na samu mahaifin nata. Shi ne na ce wannan larurin yarinyar nan fa asibiti za ta tafi. Shi ne ya ce ai haƙuri ya zuwa jibi sannan ya tafi asibiti. Shi ne na ce gaskiya an har ba haka je ba yau mu za mu je mu tafi. Ya inda ƙarfinmu ya ƙare za mu je mu bakin gurgurunmu.
At this point, the chances of survival of baby Mariam was a matter of medical conjecture. Doctors at the AKTH worked to ensure she made it.
We intend to get a full medical report for all these things at the doctor, because the doctor examined, he listened to the chest, and they found out that from the way she was breathing, you could actually hear air going in and out because the lungs had holes in it. So this was based on the first examinations done by the doctors in Amina Kano, where she was placed on oxygen, but they tried everything, but it was too late because we lost Mariam.
Will Mariam be just another dot of data captured in statistical records? Who will it be next? For the moment and for eternity, Mariam's corpse lays wrapped in a loincloth, committed to Mother Earth in accordance with Islamic rites.